Hey guys, welcome back to the movie summary. Beginning of the movie, we see a girl named Janie on the bed. She is watching a romantic movie on TV and takes out a vibrator and puts it in her cave. Just then her family members come into her room holding a cake. Because today is Janie's birthday. Everyone comes together give a surprise to Janie. Seeing all of them, Janie gets shocked and she doesn't know what to do. Later, their dog pulls off the bed sheet. Just then the vibrator in the cave comes and hits the cake. Then they all understand what Janie is doing. Later Janie's dad takes Janie and her younger brother to school. Janie study well. That is why she is teased as a boring person in school. So she doesn't have a single boyfriend so far. After a while they go to school. At school we see a student named Ricky. He likes Janie a lot. Ricky is always trying to impress Janie. But Janie thinks Ricky is a good friend. On the other hand, Janie's brother tells his friends that he wants to make private time with some girl soon. Just then he sees a girl named Amanda. She is very beautiful. Seeing Amanda, he wants to get close to her anyway. Later we see Jake. He is handsome student throughout the school. Many girls propose to him, but he is in a relationship with Priscilla, a cheerleader. Priscilla comes near Jake and says, "I need to talk to you alone." Now they go and sit in the park. Priscilla tells Jake that "I am breaking up with you because I love another boy." Hearing this, Jake did not understand anything. All the girls fall for him, but Priscilla tells Jake to break up. Later, Jake's friend tells him that Priscilla is very beautiful and she will be the prom queen this time too. To which Jake says that Priscilla looks beautiful only because of her makeup. Makeup can make any girl a prom queen. Hearing this, Jake's friend makes a bet that Jake should select a dumb girl in school and make her the prom queen. Jake also says okay to that. Just then Janie comes. Seeing her, Jake's friend says that you should make Janie become the prom queen this time. Jake tells them that this girl will never be prom queen. But because he has to win the bet, he says that he will make Janie the prom queen this time. Later in class, Ricky sings a poem to impress Janie. But that poem does not mean anything to Janie. On the other hand, Janie's brother hangs his friends from the ventilator pipes into the girls' washrooms. Then due to their weight the pipe breaks and they fall into a classroom along with the girl. Later Janie's brother and his friends are suspended from college. At lunchtime, Jake approaches Janie and talks to him. He asks if you will come on a date with me. She says no to that. Next Jake will be watching the rugby match. Actually Jake is also a rugby player. But one time Jake is playing rugby and a friend dies because of him. Hence he is suspended from the rugby's team. That night Janie thinks about Jake. She also tells her father what happened. Then her father says her to go on a date with Jake. On the other hand, Jake asks his sister Catherine to give some suggestions on how to impress Janie. Then Catherine gives him some suggestions. Next day Janie's brother has a fight with another student. Jake thinks this is a good time to impress Janie. Jake goes to save him, but Janie's brother accidentally punches Jake, and Jake hits Janie's brother hard, then he falls down. Seeing this, Janie gets very angry with Jake. Jake then sings a song to impress Janie. The lyrics of that song that she has a gun. Hearing this, the other students get scared and run away from there. Later the police come and arrest her. Janie, unable to bear all this, she goes to Jake's house and says, "Please don't follow me." Then Jake takes off all his clothes and tries to impress her. Then Janie gets more angry and leaves from there. A few days later, Jake arrives at Janie's house with his sister Catherine. Because to take Janie with him to the party. Jake somehow convinces Janie to come to the party. Later, Catherine gets Janie ready for the party with makeup. Janie comes out of the room. Jake is shocked to see Janie's beauty. She is more beautiful now than before. On the other hand, Janie's brother is also coming to the party with his friends. He writes a letter to impress Amanda. That night Jake and Janie came to the party. Everyone at the party shocked to see of Janie's beauty. They had never seen Janie so beautiful. Janie's drinking too much at the party makes her very drunk. So she jumps into the swimming pool. Then Jake's ex-girlfriend Priscilla arrives and insults Janie. Then Janie leaves from there crying. Jake also follows Janie to her house, and they talk for a long time. Janie says she wants to go to Paris and join an art school. So they talk and become very close and want to kiss, but can't. Now Jake really loves Janie. Next day Priscilla makes fun of Janie, but Janie goes away without paying any attention. Jake's friend reminds him of their bet. Immediately Jake approaches Janie and asks her if she wants to come with him to prom night, to which she says yes. The next day held rugby match in the school. Jake is suspended from the game and sits on the bench. Many of his team members get injured in that match. Then the coach has no choice but to send Jake to the ground. Even now the team loses the game because of Jake's mistakes. Jake is distressed, then Janie comes and gives him courage. Just then Jake's friend comes there and says, "We lost our match because of you." So he threatens to tell Janie about the bet between them. Then Jake gets scared and tells Janie everything that happened because of a bet. Hearing that, Janie gets very sad and goes away. After she leaves, Jake's friend tells to Jake that "I didn't tell Janie about the bet, you did." Actually, Jake's friend made a fool of Jake. Janie and Jake don't speak for a few days, but they miss each other a lot. After a while, prom night day arrives. Then Janie comes to the prom night party with Jake's friend. Jake arrives with his sister Catherine. On the other hand, Janie's brother gives his love letter to Amanda. After reading the letter, Amanda is very impressed and takes him to the room to make private time with Janie's brother. In the party, Janie and Jake's friend on one side and Jake and Catherine on the other side are dancing. Catherine kisses Jake while dancing. Seeing that, Janie leaves with pain. The principal announces the prom king and queen at the party. Jake becomes the prom king, but the principal tells the prom queen that there is a tie between the two girls. Hearing this, Priscilla thinks that there is a tie between Janie and her. But this time the prom queen goes to twin sisters. Later Jake finds out that Janie went to the room to make private time with Jake's friend. Janie's friend Ricky tells Jake that he loves Janie too. Then they both run to the room for Janie. Jake approaches the room first. There he hears sounds coming from the room. Immediately he opened the door and went inside. There Jake's friend making out with Priscilla instead of Janie. Then Jake finds out that Janie went home. Soon he goes to Janie's house. There Janie's father tells that Janie has left for Paris to study art course. Immediately Jake leaves for the airport. Ricky also leaves for the airport, but is hit by a bus midway. Somehow Jake reaches the airport. Janie is about to board in flight. Then he hits her with a rugby ball. After that he went to her and says, "First I was close with you just for bet. But after making friendship with you it turned into true love." Hearing this, Janie gets very impressed and kisses Jake with love. Ricky sees all this and claps. This how the movie ends.